Good. I'm in Canada already. Yes, it's in PI. Let me share by outside. This is a nice neighborhood. I don't know if you can see it. Still pretty just down. Yeah. All right. So yeah.
Are you in a you're not in the whatchamacallit, the not the monastery, the kind of Buddhist meditation place?
No, not yet. Not yet.
But you're going to go, so you're just renting a place, are you?
No. This is a friend's place. I was staying here actually last year as well. The same place. Yeah, right, it's a retired school principal. Yeah, but unfortunately he isn't here. So right now I have the whole house.
Oh, very nice. Just let me put my headphones on, and then
okay.
We'll
sure. So a lot of great progress and updates. All right. So yeah. Can you hear? I don't hear you. Hello? No. Still can't hear. No. Maybe some settings. No, not yet. Okay. So right now I'm watching your mouth motion. My strategic coach buddy, Slaven, he will start to do these things. Sign languages. If we know sign, then we can still communicate. Can you hear me though? Can you hear me? Are you able to hear me? Okay, sure. No worries. Yeah. That I can understand. Still no voice. No. Still can't hear. Let me see. Still cannot hear. Well. Oh, also not. Okay. So I think yeah, I think I am recording. Let me see. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Oh,
you can hear, right? Okay. I cannot hear you now. No. Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear? Your voice just jumped up a bit. Then silent. Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I can hear you now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Great. All right.
Fine. It's these things which are the problem. So
right. Okay. All right. And can you hear me though?
Oh yeah, I can hear you fine.
All right. So these are fine. All right.
Yeah, it's me.
Okay.
Me.
Okay. Yeah, but good thing to know. All right. So maybe a quick sharing of the wins. Would you like to go first?
Yeah, we have a coronated king, and that was the weekend.
Oh, okay. Meaning the king has become formally the king. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was. I mean, he was already, but they did the formal coronation, and so today is a public holiday in celebration.
Oh, really? Okay. Wow.
Wins. I'll tell you what. Actually, so what did I? There's a bunch of stuff from Friday actually, because I haven't done any journaling. since then.
Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, this is my gift for my daughter. Just
Oh,
saw
wow.
this. Yeah, yesterday when I was doing grocery shopping, people's special issue.
Wow, okay.
My
Very cool.
daughter would love that. Would love that. Yeah. Okay, she's now the big royal fan.
Good. Well, look, you're going to love London then, because there's plenty of stuff
Okay.
like that.
Yeah. All right. Great. All right.
So I'll
So
tell you
yeah.
what, that was all my journaling on Friday. So I really,
Okay.
as you can tell, I really got into it when I started writing across the top there and then along the sides there and everything. So, yeah, and I guess it's building on from that kind of DSAR that we did. DSAR. So I'm mixing my acronyms.
Okay.
RDOS.
Okay.
And yeah, so building on that, it was interesting. Really about, I think, and also, so I for the first time, I listened to Ben's video from last week 3 times.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So I found it really because I've been finding his stuff a little bit, his questions a little bit
repetitive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And at first glance, I went, "What's the important games for April?" Come on. Okay. And then as we went through, I started thinking about it, and then actually, there was quite I enjoyed the second 2 questions more than the first 2, but nevertheless, it's the point about repetition is that it
practice,
builds,
right?
It builds practice, it builds confidence, it builds,
yes,
you learn from the repetition. So
right,
there is a value there, and I kind of know that, but it's when you pay for something, you kind of want to keep moving forward, and I think that the combination of that, that and our talk and the whole, being in the gap, and then the unique abilities thing, and you drew out of that is like, oh, you like to take action. That really kind of struck me, for me being a bit of an action man. Of course, when I don't know about you, Shunyun, but when I was a child, there was a doll for boys called Action Man, and he was he was a reasonably well built kind of plastic model, and you would put uniforms on him for different soldiers and stuff like that, and he had guns and knives and stuff like that. And it was, and it was a doll basically for boys. But yeah, so that, whenever I say the word act or the words Action Man, I kind of, it makes me think of this character figurine. Yeah, but then this whole thing about compounding, and it's like, it doesn't matter whether or not I've only ever really thought about compounding in a monetary context. But rather than you can compound anything. One little thing. It does, if it's a negative thing and you don't look after it, you don't take care of it, the longer you leave it, the more significant it becomes, until one day it can be terrible. Likewise, and this is the important thing, so I'm gonna have to dig out from Flow. There are graphs which make a lot of sense, because it talks about how our expectation is that we have immediate growth in a kind of almost like an exponential way, and because we think that we're going to get that growth straight away, we get really disheartened because we don't achieve it like that. But actually what's happening is over time, which comes back to that saying from Bill Gates, you achieve more in 10 years than you think you will do in a year, or we think we can achieve more in 1 year than we can in 10, or whatever it is, right? And that's the reality of it, is just learning that we have to crawl, walk, and then run, because we're always wanting to run.
Right.
And in that same context, then it's every day we just take a little step and we move forward. So I think that was all kind of, that was important to me. We got, in terms of practical things then, we got the draft of the El Salvador doc done as far as I was concerned. So I'm just waiting for contributions from everybody.
Okay.
I haven't seen any. So
Okay.
I don't know where Joy is. I know Nick's had an accident. I don't know. Did he tell you?
Oh, really? No, I'm not aware of that.
He's in a brace. He's got a neck brace.
Oh, really? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
He was driving his car and another car went and smashed into his driving
Oh,
seat.
really? Wow.
The other car ran a red light.
Okay.
So he's been in hospital. But yeah, so there's that.
Okay.
I think realistically, look, though, much as I like them both, we need consistent work. We need consistent input.
Right.
And I don't feel we're getting that from either of them.
Okay.
Now, having said that, so what I'm saying that because I want to finish this document and give it to El Salvador. I don't want to be sitting on it anymore because we've had it long enough.
Okay, sure.
Now, one of the things that it struck me this morning. Maybe I ought to part that over there and just say the getting first draft of El Salvador doc is a win.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Then maybe turn that into a topic of conversation afterwards.
Right, okay, sure. All right. Okay.
Because I think it has multiple
effects, right?
Yeah, and directly impacting on what or tying into what you're doing with the accelerator. And I noticed Dan has he engaged with you? Daniel?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so yet. But I think, definitely would. I think we have a great bunch of people. So definitely, I think he would actually be gaining a lot from the experience.
Yeah, he would have to. I don't know. Do you know who this guy is?
Sorry. AGS. Oh yeah. I invited him. He's actually he's a Canadian entrepreneur, and basically I think he's kind of just starting up. But my impression of interaction with him was he was doing solid things. He actually kind of started really from the ground up. He was doing like parts supply, spare parts, trading, international trade. What he's doing actually ties very nicely with the bartering, crop barter thing we've been in discussion.
That's exactly what I was thinking about.
Yes,
because he's just reached out to me. I didn't know who he was, but when it said Canada, I thought maybe it's got something to do with you. And then when I read what he was saying, I thought, oh, okay, does that not tie in with what? So all I was gonna do is I was gonna pass him over to you and say,
no. I knew him, and I mean I invited him to the group. Yes, that's how he got in. Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, he's a solid entrepreneur. I mean, very grounded. Yeah. So I think it's nice to have different people from different backgrounds. All right. So I'll share my wins. Are you ready? There's a ton. Let me see if I can get it in 5 minutes or 3 minutes. Okay. Well, first thing, really deep thinking on the plane. Okay, I think that's, like peak experience. I was just doing my weekly, monthly planning, but a lot of realization. Came up with a framework called the TODA framework, TODA. Very simple thing, but it's a way to analyze your target audience. Okay, their pain points, which is obstacle. Okay, and then design, which is your solution, and then action, like what is the action to take? TODA. Okay. So I did a TODA analysis of all my existing businesses. And I think there were some clarity that kind of emerged. Okay. So for example, like JCF, I think there's obvious pain point, being entrepreneur investor, that they like to invest but don't have the know-how, knowledge, right? Reliability. So our offering design is a reliable, crypto investment vehicle, right? And like right now, the next very action, I think it's simply to onboard more of them. Okay, right? I mean that's actually something that I think we can, like do directly. So yeah, and likewise, I did this. So I find that to be a, simple, it's kind of like the VOTA thing, that,
Yep.
yeah. So, but it's more about, I think, business flow. Okay, you can apply the concept to the business flow. And the other win is, I was listening to, again, to Ray Dalio. Okay, I'm doing that on a weekly basis now. And I really find he's a great role model for us in terms of what he has already done and built, and he's walked the path ahead of us. But I think we are in very similar shoes as, as what he's doing. So one thing I learned is that he actually developed a strategy that puts predictability in terms of the investment results. Okay, and the key to that is actually diversifying across different asset classes. Okay, so basically I think this is from Ray and also some other finance guy now I've been learning. Basically, the simple rule in finance or in investment is that nothing is predictable in the long term. Like anything happens. Okay, basically anything happens. So if you don't diversify, and if you are only focused on a single asset class, at some point you could lose big, like huge. So the key is really diversification. Now that brings us to crypto and creative kind of thinking, which is crypto an asset class? Or is it really a tool for all other asset classes to be more tradable? Okay, if you start to ponder and think about this question, I think it becomes interesting because right now crypto is being treated as an asset class, right? Apart from all the other existing asset classes. And I think that's because the majority, predominantly crypto now, are the quote unquote air coins, which are just trust-based coins, right? Tokens with thin air behind them. like just literally, like speculation, I mean, for sure, granted, Bitcoin itself is a kind of a speculation trust-based token, but it's digital gold, right? I mean, but pretty much everything else, you cannot have that many trust-based tokens, but it's actually a tool that can tokenize existing asset classes. So seeing from that light, if we consider that it's actually the tool for all asset classes, the logical conclusion is that by developing a crypto strategy, okay, but thinking about how to diversify, I think that's actually the way to go in terms of bringing predictability of the ROI results. Okay, and I'm not saying this because this is my own thinking. I'm saying this because this is actually what Ray is saying. Okay, I mean, all these very top investment gurus are kind of already know. So I think that's kind of very, very interesting. Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
So on that then, I would have thought then that we're saying that blockchain is the means to
Yes.
Tokenize any asset, and then
Right.
crypto is still an asset. So I would, if
Oh,
I'm
you're
right,
separate. I see. You will make the distinction. Okay. I see.
only because the connotation of crypto now is
Trust-based tokens, right? Yeah.
and it's volatile, da-di-da-di-da. There's like,
Right. Okay.
Whereas if we segment it and go, yeah, okay, crypto is like that. Yeah, that's right. If you play it and you don't play it well, then you fail. Whereas blockchain, that's the mechanism.
All right. So thanks, Mike. I think that's a great point. What I would take from what you're saying is that maybe we should start to communicate differently. Okay. So maybe that's use like crypto for the trust-based stuff and blockchain assets. Okay. To refer to tokenizable assets that could be based on other more tangible stuff or traditionally well accepted asset classes, right? Okay. So maybe use that in the El Salvador proposal, right? Like, I think sometimes it's about communicating, building understanding as well, because people might have preconceptions about what cryptos are. So we just give a term, blockchain assets, right? We are for blockchain assets, and we make a distinction between cryptos and blockchain assets, right? For example, and we are really known for blockchain assets in that regard. Okay, and also our strategy, long-term strategy, is to help more asset owners to onboard the blockchain trend, so that there will be more asset classes that can be, tokenized, tradable, and that is the trend we're working and betting on, and that will actually create reliable, predictable investment results down the road.
Okay.
How's that? Do you think that's a good?
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good pitch?
Yeah. I think so. I think so. I mean, I have been thinking that for a while now. It's like blockchain is the internet.
Right.
And we don't know what the equivalent Google, Facebook, Instagram,
Will
etc.
be, yeah. Right now, people are referring to as Web3. Yeah, the Web3 stuff. Yeah. Okay.
So,
all right.
Cool. That's good.
Okay. All right. So let's jump right in. Okay.
Okay.
So actually, this is today's first, but I'm actually thinking, right now it's 9:30. Is it? I mean, we start at 9:30.
Yeah, it's 5 to 10 now. By the way, I've got a hard stop for 10:30, I'm afraid.
Yes. Same here. Yeah. So, all right. So, proposal first or 3-hack first?
Let's just let's try proposal, please, because
agree.
I want to get that out the door.
Okay, sure.
So the thing that struck me this morning that I don't know if I've really alluded to. So we got two things. We got blockchain assets as a concept to weave into the proposal, and then two, what struck me this morning was if wealth is the framework or a platform on which other projects are going to be built,
right,
in the same light that accelerator would use wealth to create this kind of to be the framework for investment,
right.
What the El Salvador project does not, or the proposal does not do, is it does not state about accelerator and what it is doing now already, and how, because we're already doing that with Taiwanese, Canadian companies already, we're running the pilot now internationally,
right.
We can offer that as a solution specifically to El Salvador.
I see. Okay.
As a form of economic growth. And it just, what it does then is it proves that we are actually taking action in an area that is of interest to them. So we're just we're applying the principles that we're talking about. And I haven't put that in, and it struck me this morning that
that's fantastic stuff. Yes.
So what I would like to see from you, please, is that you read that document from beginning to end, properly, not a speed read, and then comment, right? And it might be that you'll go, do you know what, 90% of this is good enough, but you need this bit here. Or you might go, well, look, why don't you change that word to this word? And why don't you just, little comments like that.
Okay. All right.
It's so the thing is, you and I can create that document to, I would say that document is probably 90% done. Given what I've just said. Right? Those two elements. And then the rest of it, I think if we can just satisfy your comments, or you give it a thumbs up, and then it's just about creating it in a pleasant format. I don't think we
Okay.
should wait for. I don't think we should wait for Nick or
No, not at all. I think we should
Joy.
get it. Just send it. 80% is done, right? 100% is still thinking.
Yeah. I want to get it out the door, but I don't want to push it out the door without at least your pair of eyes having truly read it.
Sure.
properly.
Okay, all right. I'll do that today.
And especially
I'll
given
do
what
that
we've
today,
just
yeah.
spoken about now.
Right.
With
Okay.
those two elements.
Fantastic.
So I think if
Okay.
you can either put in as a comment or tag something on at the end or something,
Okay.
words that you think.
I'll make sure that my modifications are visible. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, basically you can see the change and approve. Okay. So to make it into the final form, would that be all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I did actually use chat GPT.
GPT. Okay.
Yeah, I bloody love that thing. That tool's amazing.
Okay.
And I'm using it all the time now, but because I mean the theory and the concept behind that document is still from up here. It's not using using AI.
It's just collecting the data, right?
I've taken questions from AI and had AI craft it and then read that and then gone, no, you need to reword it. But it's a lot easier to re-edit something that's already there is to actually create it, unless it's something that you know that it's a unique thought that you know is only in here.
Yeah.
So it's shortened the work
exactly
frame down.
It's AI enhanced intelligence. Yeah. It's actually called intelligence amplification, IA, you know. By leveraging computer, we are amplifying our intelligence. It's called IA.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's really, and that's what I've been doing my professional career for the last 20 odd years. It's like you're writing a tender to somebody, so you take what the vendors are saying from over here, you look at what they have to say, you see what the question is from the customer, and you craft that into your own language.
Okay.
And then you deliver it to them as if it's your own. And I've been doing that for years. But all this does is it makes it a lot easier.
Okay, nice. Okay, all right. So I guess any other points you'd like to discuss about the proposal?
No, I just need, I say need. If you can fulfill that,
sure. All right.
That would be great. And I will dress
it
into, you know, I'll dress it the same way I dressed all the other documents.
Right. Okay.
And then I'll fire it off.
Sure. Let's get it done. Yeah, just let's get it done today. Okay. All right. So anything else? Or maybe let's move to 3-hack.
Minor point, just as a minor point.
Okay.
No. My best friend Nick Picamides, or whatever his name is.
Okay.
The Australian bloke that I don't like.
Right. Okay.
When we were in Canada last year, every time I got in an Uber with him, I sat there and said, what do I owe you for the journey? And every time he went, no, don't worry about it. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Are you sure? Yeah. I mean, all right, thanks a lot.
Okay.
Then on the last night, when I was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to catch my plane home, we got in at whatever it was, 11. And we got into the hotel. He goes, I might have to charge you for the Uber drives because I've done quite a lot. And I went,
okay,
right. And then he sent me an invoice.
Okay.
And I haven't paid it.
Oh, okay.
But I'm assuming, are you going to see him?
I'm not sure. Probably. I have reached out, but I guess I haven't gotten. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you do see him.
Okay.
I'll confirm the amount, but it's about $50 that he was asking for.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
So if you do see him, I'll confirm the amount, but if it's $50, and then what I'll do is I'll pay you back the money when I see you.
Okay, sure. All right.
The reason why I haven't paid him is because he pissed me off so much. And then he said, I mean, I'm not going to go into all the details, but it was like, why say you don't why give a gift and then take the gift back? You know, don't be honest. Say no, all right, well, I need this much money. Then fine, I would have given him the money.
All right.
But anyway.
So I think probably it's a mismatch of styles. You know, in coach we talk about the different. There's different communication styles. You know. Okay.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
Uh,
how much money do I owe you? No, don't worry about it. It's okay.
okay. Okay. I see. Okay. So actually, oh, I just checked his message. He's yeah, he's departing for New York, so he's not going to be at Collision this year. Yeah, but he's happy to catch up online. So yeah, it's
All right, fine.
okay. Yeah, but okay.
If you don't,
Anyway,
if you're not going to see him, then that's not a problem. I'll just have to pay him via a bank transfer.
okay,
I will
okay,
pay
all
him. I
right,
don't have a problem with paying him
okay,
$50, but it's
okay,
just, I
okay,
just thought if you're going to see him, it's easier. And
okay, all right. Okay, yeah, thanks for bringing that up. All right. So street hack or anything
yep,
else?
no,
Okay, all
that's
right.
good.
So I think for the three hack, we actually went through the swim lanes last time, right?
Yeah.
So right now it's I mean, are you happy with the current swim lane?
Yeah, I think so. Look, for me, the way we're doing this now, we're getting each lump done 80%. And I'm really
Right.
looking forward to present. I think it's going to make, once we've got it down, then we can present it to everybody. And then
Right, right.
I think that's gonna help people focus their awareness of what we're trying to achieve, and
Right,
also
right.
help create this idea that they're a part of something.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
but
So would you like to share your screen
I was just
um,
looking to find the
or I already have the document, so
oh,
I
go on,
can
then you
also
share
share
it.
if you like. Okay. All right. So I think this is the last part. Can you see it now?
It's waiting.
The 36 month rolling forecast.
Oh, right, yeah, we're there. Okay, yeah, got it.
Okay. So I think we have the last and also the first, right? So this is also okay. So you indicated widget as the MAU, right? Okay, monthly active users. So I think it's really about a financial forecast of the revenue, profit, and cash in the bank, right? I think those the three indicators. Is that right?
Mm. I left the book at the office, so I'm not at the office, so
Okay,
unfortunately.
okay. All right. Okay. So this is a really good, yeah, a very good financial forecast. Okay. So let's start from year 2025. And I think you've put down 25 millions in revenue and also 5 million in profits, 50 million cash, right? So that's the number.
And I think that was based upon the proposal, not the proposal, the actual document when we went through it.
Right, right, right. Okay. So I guess let me just check. Okay. If it's consistent. The okay. So I guess the task now is how can we break this down into the monthly achievable goals, right? And the okay. I guess any thoughts as to how this can be done? Because
No, not yet.
okay, all right. So my thinking is that again to break it down into I guess some kind of growth projection, and there's probably a logic behind, right? For example, like what's your gross margin, and then use those ratio to fill in the blank, right? And also like how much should you be saving, for example, so that you would have that much cash in the bank by the given time, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, at a certain level, this is all very mechanical in terms of, if we achieve a certain number with a certain forecast.
Yeah, I mean, we got a million MAU, right?
Okay, so yeah, let's check on the 2025.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, we go back. That's it.
Here,
Just,
yeah,
there we
yeah,
go.
okay, yeah.
So I think when we were doing this, cash in the
Yeah,
bank,
okay, right.
I
50
seem to
million.
remember you not being happy about this because I can't remember if I think it was because I can't remember actually, but I remember you being
Okay,
reticent. But then I was saying, look, this is just a figure that we're putting there for the time being. It's not necessarily hard and fast, but we're just using it for now. Oh, I remember now. It was based upon the fact that you cannot guarantee what our profit is going to be because this is about because we're using this at the moment. This is, or at that time, it was focused on just profit gained from the fund itself.
right,
And that meant that we were using I can't remember if it was 10% growth per year or 20% growth per year or whatever it was.
Oh, right. Okay.
And then
right.
and that was the mechanism that we were using. And obviously there's a bunch of variability there. So
Okay.
if we look at this from a monthly basis, then we are going to actually see a form of exponential growth at some point.
Mhm. Right.
So over the last 3 years, so I'm trying to do this for the camera. Over the last 3 years, it's been fairly flatlined at 100 users, right?
Right.
So
That's right.
I think, and I think that, so there's a couple of things that contribute to exponential growth. One is, I think, the users understanding the sense of community and building a sense of community there.
Right.
Two, bringing in new users and fresh blood from a marketing perspective.
Right.
And the encouragement, by combining the community with the new users, we get the third one, which is that organic growth, that kind of spiraling.
Right.
So I think if we can bring those,
viral
yeah,
growth,
I think if we can, exactly, I think if we can bring those three things together, or the first two things, and then the third one will be a byproduct thereof.
Right. True.
And in that case, you might see over the first 3 years, so like flatlining, but then gradually you're going to suddenly see in year 4 and 5, i.e. the next 2 years, a vast increase. And then in year kind of, was it 3, 6, then that's where you see the really truly kind of high growth. And I think that if I look at the sorts of things that are online at the moment with the current the current companies that I've seen and been a part of, and the way they express themselves and the way they train, and these whole, these ideas of, what do you want to learn how to trade crypto? Do you want to, there are thousands of people out there that are aspiring to generate passive incomes from doing very little.
Right.
Hoping that crypto will work, and they are walking in droves and paying money, thousands of dollars, to learn these things, which is fine. If you've got the capability to be a trader, then that's money well spent. If that's the dedication and that's the interest and all the rest of it. But for a lot of those people, I don't think they're into that. And I think, in fact, maybe that might be an argument there, is that we say, well, you don't have to pay $2,000 to learn how to do this. You just have to invest $2,000 and it will start earning.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I think we might want to start with some very modest incremental increases in the first sort of 6 to 12 months.
Okay.
On the understanding that we will be 10xing thereafter at a rapid rate.
Right. Okay. Right. Totally agree. Yeah. So a couple of feedbacks. Okay. On what you just said. I have been going through the Y Combinator stuff. Okay. As part of the Create Startup course, which by the way, I just thought I actually would recommend if you don't mind to jump in and also to can learn together, because I think YC does have a lot of accumulated knowledge regarding scaling up technology startups. And one of the things they say, this is my takeaway, is that they always focus on make the user happy in creating something that's useful for users. They don't actually talk about growth strategy, because I think for all those scale ups that we see now, the Silicon Valley kind of scale ups, it's really all about viral. Okay. In other words, your users, your clients are your marketing department. Okay. I think that's what they emphasize. You want to create some, like if you recall, like any of these, big tech giants, Airbnb, those companies they incubated, Coinbase, Hotmail, right? Dropbox. I mean, they are Facebook, right? They are companies where you got to know them because your friend was using them, right? And they recommended you to use it, like Gmail, for example, right? In early days, it was by invitation. So it's really about making a small group of users really, really happy about your product. They become the advocates for it, and then they then start to invite their friends to join. And that started to create a network effect. And that is actually how growth happens. So I think at least that's like a one sentence takeaway for me from my current, going through the second week of YC stuff. But I see a lot of wisdom and validity in this claim and approach, which is we want to make the users to feel, like the user experience is so great. They want to share with their friends.
I think what we're saying is the same thing.
Right. Exactly. Yes. So obviously we do have an opportunity for this as we are, finishing up the wealth. I just had a sync with Josh. He's right now fixing some user interface integration and should be deployable soon. Okay, the new wealth system. And then there's a couple of more steps after that, which is one is migrate the current JCF main fund to the wealth. And second is to allow donation invitation to happen. Okay, so these are two functions. Once done, I think, we can actually be opening up for invitations from existing users to their family, friends, also maybe charities they want to donate to. And, hopefully that will start to create some kind of a cascading effect. So JCF actually does have a building mechanism to do that already with the donation. Yeah, but right now, I think what we want is to get that, actually happen. And the other thing I think that's super important is the reliable ROI piece. Okay, meaning that if we can provide that, I think that's the only value proposition we have to build. Because I think that to me has become like very, very clear as the single biggest differentiator. Because what do people think about crypto? Well, it's risky, it's volatile, it's high return for sure, in some cases and news, but also a lot of stories, horror stories, people losing money overnight, right? So if we can actually create something that provides reliable return of the crypto asset, that is, that in itself is something tremendously valuable. Yeah, so I think maybe that's the only thing we have to focus. So I guess what this to me means that right now, the system front, the mechanism front is to allow donation to actually work, right? That is going that direction. But the other thing is the investment strategy part. And this is just a history bit from what I learned from Ray Dalio. They were actually consultants before having assets under their management.
Yeah,
They were just they were simply advising about people how to how to make money, and they were releasing these newsletter on a regular basis, and then people were profiting from this. And to the point, they started to talk to some institution investor, and they said, why don't you start with 5 million? I'll give you an account 5 million, see what you can do with it. And that they were actually just trading between cash and also bonds. Indicators to indicate when to hold bonds. If they feel it's long-term up, they hold bonds. Otherwise, they go to cash. Very simple stuff. Very much like how JCF works now. We either go in position, we are out of position. Okay. Based on some indicators, right? So I was, that's kind of really interesting to see the similarities. If we can get this part right? If that's a reliable strategy, if that generates profit, then our AUM will start to grow from there. This is what I'm seeing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. All right. So okay. So that being said, going back to the swim lane, sorry, the 36 monthly.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe what we want to do then is to, and I don't know if you'd be interested to do this, is to maybe put some forecast based on what you just said, maybe like a flatter line in the first.
What about this? What about going half? What about starting at halfway and half?
Okay. Sure. So we are predicting inflation point at about halfway.
Yeah, so let's just say we're 50% of the way to the numbers at 50% of the time.
Okay.
So 12.5. No, yeah, 12.5 million. Well, 25 million. So 12.5 million.
Right. Okay. And
by what's that? 31st December 24.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay. All right, okay.
So that means that we'll double in size in the last year.
Okay. Well, okay, yeah. That's a good so that will be here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just half everything.
Okay.
So 500,000 MAU, 2.5 million profit, and 25 million cash.
I see. Okay. So okay.
Go on, we got those numbers. Yeah, that's 2.5 million, 25 million, 500,000.
Should I use maybe an equation for this?
No, you don't need. You just remember the numbers. Go on, I've got them. You go back to the. I'll tell you what they are.
Okay. No, I was just saying. Yeah. So you want numbers to be written down, right?
Yeah. Just put.
As opposed to be calculated.
Yeah. Because this is not a running total. These are just our forecast. This is our forecast, right? Okay. So if we do that, then we might how we fill it in the months in between. I'm not sure, but that gives us a point in time, and then I think maybe. So that's December 24. So if we go to December 23,
Right.
what would we want to do by December 23?
So I think that would be something like again half that.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting, right? Because then all that we're saying we're doing, right, is we're doubling every year.
Right.
So but we want to be careful, because actually the biggest amount of growth is going to come in the latter part.
Right.
So that was that's 675, is it?
Right.
No,
So
625.
right. That's let's see. So 2023, that's this year, right? So
Yeah.
let me just try to run the numbers. This is N column and 2. That would be here. E5. Okay. Okay. All right. So it's essentially the doubling rate, right?
Yeah, which isn't really 10x. But hey.
No.
But
If it's exponential growth, then it's already, yeah.
we've got 4 minutes, by the way.
Right.
So what? So
I'm just
if you halve that again in at the end of this year,
right.
you see, because I reckon what will probably happen is if we made, so we've got 100 here. So if by the end of the year we've got 1,000 or even 10,000, you know, you've got a massive number. And I think that you would more likely see thereafter, I don't know, you're more likely to see sort of 750 to 1 million by the end of the 3rd year.
Okay.
But that's just, you know, that's just my speculative guess.
Okay, so I think right now it's okay. This is my thoughts. I'm thinking we might want to break this. Okay, but this is just we're just doing for the JCF main fund, right? For now,
Yeah.
right? Not anything wealth related. So the okay. I think I'm going to be thinking about this. Probably, yeah. I like the principles behind what you just described. I think what we want to do is to basically come up with a prediction model about what's the again, like the number of people and the expected growth of the fund, right? And what's the revenue to the profit, you know, the ratio. And based on those assumptions, I think we can then fill in the numbers, right? So it's more about having a model first.
Yeah. But here's the thing, what I have not done, and this might be an interesting exercise, is if we started at where we are today,
Right.
and then did 10% increase per month.
Right. Okay.
What would that look like if you went 10% all the way? Maybe we just run a couple of different models where we just we can leave this section blank, just cut and paste and do a couple of different versions of it, and just play with different ways of different figures. So if we ran 10% growth or 20% growth, what does that look like? And because obviously, or what does 1% growth look like per month, right? Because you know, then at the end of the year, you've got 120% growth. No, what am I talking about? 12% growth, haven't you, on the course of a year? Whereas 10 is obviously 100%. So I just think that might be interesting as well, because it might be, I'm not quick enough to do the maths, but if you started at 80,000, where would that be over the course of 3 years with a 10% increase in growth? Because that is applying compounding. Okay, I see. And it might be that we'll sit there and go, well, actually, the numbers are less scary because in the first 6 months, they don't look as dramatic. But actually, when you get to the end of 3 years, it's a big number. I see. Okay, I see. And at the end of the day, Shunyun, all we're doing is we're just kind of, you know, putting a finger out of the wind and just speculating what we think we might be able to do. And I think it really is important that in the first 6 to 12 months, we're not flogging ourselves with high targets. We just want to achieve some fundamentals, which boils back to what you're saying about, are we delivering a good product? Is the customer happy? So again, I think, you know, combining what the two of us were saying about focusing on the product, focusing on what's good for the user, and then let them be your marketeers. So we have to structure the wording so that they start, you know, as part of the onboarding process, they learn about their job as being a marketeer, which is why the community is really important. Building that element, and then also the fact that, you know, we're not taking any of your money for you to have the privilege to invest. You're investing your money, and we are taking our fees from the profit thereof, but you don't put any money in. Okay. But anyway, we've both got to stop though, haven't we? Great. I think that's very good. Excellent. I love the hard cap. Okay. You seem a little bit reserved today. Reserve? Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I'm just recovering from a cold, I guess. But no, but I think I say I've been in quite good state, you know, since having good sleep, and yeah. We'll sync at Thursday night, right? That will be Thursday night on your side. Really? Correct? Yeah. Because I mean, right now it's going to be the mastermind for the course now. I mean, on the Thursday sync. I thought we were doing 10:30 in the morning. No? 10:30 in the morning. Oh, okay. It's now. It would be now. We would be starting now on Thursday, or is that not happening? Oh, okay. I see. We can try that. Okay. No, I mean, I sorry. I thought that's what we had agreed. But if you're saying you thought it was 10:30 at night, because to be honest, now I'm going to find it difficult. To work at night, is that right? Yeah, but 9:30 is quite late. All right, don't do that. Let's do the time that's more productive then. Okay. All right. Okay. Then that will be Thursday about this time. Okay. I'm happy with that if you are. Okay. All right. So thanks, and look forward to it. Make it a great week. Yeah. Okay. All right. Lastly, you said I should join you on something to do with the course. Yeah. Are you talking about joining the link for this accelerator? Is that all? Yes. Because it's going through the YC stuff. Yeah. It's $500. You know. So, but I'll take credit for that. I don't mind taking some credits.
yeah, of quote unquote professional sales service, which I might use someday. So
All right. All right. Okay,
you
great.
do have you do have to pay 500 for credits, you know. I mean, our participants, it's just 500 cash, you know. I'm allowing you to pay with credits as well. Okay. So
Thank you very much.
all right. So take
All right.
care. All right. Yeah.
All right. Cheers, everybody.
Okay. All right.
Take
Take
care.
care. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.